What's up, everybody? Here to bring you another review. This time is of the Legend of Zelda DX version Twilight Princess Link figure. That was a mouthful. I'll probably be worded it differently later. But that's another issue for another time. Let's get started, guys. First and foremost, I want to start by saying everyone knows how I mostly feel about Figmas. In the beginning, I used to be really disappointed by them. But as of late, I gotta honestly say, man, I'm just wrong. Just wrong. And and if you listen to the podcast ever, you would know that, like I said, I take it back. If it's good, it's gonna be good, and I'm taking it back because I'm blown away by this. I really do love Legend of Zelda. I never finished Twilight Princess for some apparent reason, but I really was into the game. So when they announced this, I was like, wow, another Link. It's great. You can give me 80 different versions of it, and I'm gonna be all over it. But the big difference with this one is that there are tons of steps that they took with this figure that make you go, the effort was here and it was put in to fix from the previous one. And I'm going to show you why. First and foremost, look-wise, I'm not going to talk about that because they're two different versions of Link, and that's totally fine. One is Skyward Sword, one is Twilight Princess. That's fine. But even with the look, you got to understand the look and feel of articulation here, as you see with this one, is just clearly not the same with this one. There are steps literally being taken to go, hey, how can we improve on what we did last time? Like how can we improve? And it's shown, and I'm really appreciative of that. And I'm sorry for taking the time out to talk about that, but I really wanted to because, it's shown, and I like when companies do that. They go, how can we improve on our last one, and we'll do it, and they did it. So as usual, I'm gonna start off with articulation, and the thing about this is that this Link has a really long neck, which allows you to do a ton of stuff. Like looking, so as you can see, you can peek over. For articulation, is left and right. There's even a bit of articulation in the cap, which is really dope. So you can do the swinging left and right. You can do up and down. The neck joint is actually really long on this, which is pretty good. And as you saw previously, you can actually rotate the arms. And I don't think I've ever seen a Figma do this before, where you can rotate the arms outside of, I'm sorry, there is one. Outside of the Figma archetype, I don't think you've ever been able to do this. So I'm really enjoying the fact that they're taking the time to go. And yeah, I know they have bicep swivel, but this is the easiest it's been without you being scared of popping or breaking a joint. So this is really cool. The bags are not removable, but they are soft plastic. You can actually rotate the torso all the way around. You can go up, you can go down. It actually gets pretty far down. Now, even though this tunic is here, it's still a soft enough plastic that you can actually lift it up for Link's leg to go up. Oop, zoop, dropped him. That's my fault. You can actually go all the way up. Now, you can't sit all the way down, but you can still get cool enough poses like jumping, backwards, things like that. Tons of stuff you can do, and I'm really enjoying the fact that you can do this. Also, there's ankle pivot, really nice ankle pivot that you don't have to force or jab at. It's just all there. And I'm really happy with it. Just really beyond happy with it. This is a Link figure that I was looking forward to, and I am not disappointed as far as the body and articulation go. I'm just not. Just really nice. Now, because I got the DX version, there's going to be a lot of accessories to cover, and I'm really happy with that. So let's go over that. Let's start with, let's start with hands, because hands are actually going to be important for many things. Now, for hands, we have the open palms. They're gripping hands for the shield and sword, for that matter. Then there's the one hand that you get for the bow, which I'm going to take this off because it's important. And then you get the hand for the bow as well. These are both bow hands. And I'm going to take those off for that reason. And first off, we're going to talk about the bow hand for putting the bow in the hand. I don't know if you guys can see, but there is a little empty space for putting the bow in. And as you can see, because Link is left-handed, it fits in just fine here. So you can see it can fit in. Then you have the actual bow, which I thought was pretty dope. There's no string to it, but that, you can add one later. And what you can do is you can take it apart here. You slide the hand on, so Link can hold his bow. And that's where the articulation on the figure really comes in handy, so that way you'll be able to do an actual bow and arrow pose, which is really, really dope. So I'm really happy with this, that they took the time for this part. Next up, you're going to go with the Orden sword. So this is really cool because you can actually take it out. You can hear a little sheath sound. It's really cool. And what you can do is you can place it on his back like this. Or you can rotate it the other way, but I would actually recommend this way. And voila, it fits on his back with no issues. So that's really cool. And he actually looks really good with both the Orden and the Master Sword. Because you already know he was coming with a Master Sword. There was no doubt about it. So it's just a really good look overall, even with the Orden Sword. You can pop it around, you can play with it, you can mess with it. Really cool. I'm going to take this out for 1 second. Then next up, you're going to have the Master Sword. This one's a little more trickier to take out because of the sheath, but still overall, really cool. Again, you can place it on the back. It's just like before. They give you the peg. Just be a little careful with the pegs, and I meant to talk about that with the Orden Sword. Please be a little careful with the pegs. Mine was a little stressed straight out of package, but if yours seem a little stressed, that means you should probably be a little careful. Just wiggle it in softly. I'm going to leave that on there for a bit. I want to talk about that with the shield combination. So with the Master Sword and the Orden Sword, what happens is to place them in the hands, which I don't know where I put. So to place it into his sword hand, where you see the small plot, you actually can just take it apart at the hilt. So for this one, it'll be at the bottom of the base. So please be careful not to lose this tiny piece. And then you can just rotate it in his hand. So again, please try not to lose this tiny piece because it is very, very small. And for the Master Sword, it connects here. I'm going to make sure I try to cover all these things so that way you're not left wondering how to do it. So voila, just like that. I'm going to leave that on there for now. Next up, you have the shield, the Hylian shield, which is a staple in all Legend of Zeldas. Sometimes you get in the beginning, sometimes you don't get until the end. It happens. But with the shield, just like with the sword holding hand, or hands I should say, what you're going to do is you're going to take apart the handle. You're going to lift it up or wiggle, depending on which side you put it on. There's going to be an opening. What you're going to do is you're going to place it in. You're going to rotate and you're going to pop it back on. Hopefully I got it right the first time. Yep, there we go. And obviously you slide it through for the hands and it goes here. Now you can either slide the hand through or you can actually take this off, which is really cool. So I'm going to pop it on real fast so you guys can see. Oop, I probably should have put the hand on first, but I'm a jackass, so please bear with me. Oop. Now I'm going to leave the strap off, but as you can see, just like that, it's on. It's actually fairly simple. It's a lot easier than it used to be, and I'm enjoying that. But I'm going to take it back off because what happens is I need to show you how to put it on his back, and that's going to be really cool. So what happens is if you wish to attach the shield to his back, you're going to take the handle again. And I know this is a lot to cover, guys, but I really want to make sure you guys know what's going on for those who may not get it or maybe on the fence right away or may not know. I just want to make sure it's covered. So you're going to take the shield, you're going to take the sheath. You're going to match it up. So that way, you go across right here in the middle and you place it in. Then what happens is you slide it down to where the point will hit right here. Then you just press it right against his back. And again, softly wiggle it in, guys. Because again, mine came a little stressed. You don't want to worry about that. And just like that, now I can have the shield on the back. Oh, actually, I did a little wrong. I should have left it above the hilt. So let me place that back up. Let me just fix this. So it should be in between these two, just like this. And then you're going to wiggle it into his back. And now you have it on his back. And just like that, he can hold the Hylian shield. It holds the weight really well. Even with the sword in place, you shouldn't have any issues. So let me just show you guys by putting it all back in. And voila. Link can hold the Master Sword and the Hylian shield really, really well. I'm going to leave that there. Leave that on him. Make sure you guys are seeing that. Now, as far as the other accessories, you will get the claw shot, aka the hook shot. And this is really dope. To get the handle out, you can just pull it out, place the hand, slide it on, and then place it back in, and then, you know, obviously place it on Link. You also can remove this part to have an extra attachment with the chain for the open claw shot, which is really cool. So I'm going to place it in so you guys can see. Now, it's not wired, so you won't be able to like get it to hook or whatever. So you may need to use a stand. But overall, this is really cool. And it extends pretty far, actually. It's much taller than Link himself. Really, really cool. I'm really feeling this. I like it a lot. I'm going to leave this one on. Then you actually have the next accessory, which is the ball and chain, which you get from a boss in the game. It's actually really heavy as well. So this may stress your figure out when you're using it for pictures or ACBA or whatever it is you're going to do. Please be aware that this is heavy. So you may want to use a stand, or you may want to, you know, work it out with some non-visible stands. But this is actually quite heavy, and it's really nice. Again, a little longer than the claw shot as well. So as you can see, it's a little longer. Next up, you're going to get the mask that is used for, I believe this is the Hawk mask, which allows you to pretty much in the game like see like binoculars, or use it for sniping when you're using your bow and arrow. So I'm going to take it off Link's head. I'm going to leave the regular head here, and I'm going to see if you can place it under, which you can. It looks a little weird, so I'm going to try to squeeze it in. And then I'm going to put it right back on the head. To me, it doesn't look like it. Is it fitting well? Nope, it's not fitting well. So let me see what I can do to fix that. Let's actually try the other faces. Actually looks better with this way. So let me slide it in, wiggle it in. There we go. Fits a little better. So as you can see with it under, it fits a little better, a little wider. You got to be a little careful when placing it on. Mine seems just a little out of place, but I'm going to try to fix that later. I may be a little off center. But overall, I like the way it looks. And just in case I didn't show you, because I'm pretty sure I missed it, I've been covering a lot. This is the alternate head that you get, which is a little bit like a frown or a battle tactic face. You get the normal head, and then you get Link's yelling head. So 3 different heads you can possibly get for the figure. They're all really nice. Let me place that back on. Overall, I'm really, really liking it, and there's so much to cover with this. The DXX actually gives you the bang for your buck. It really is. So I'm really enjoying it. Now, one thing I didn't cover was height comparison. So let's compare him to a bunch of other figures. Let me move it out of the way. Here he is next to an SHF custom trunks, but still a trunks. So this is using the new Time Patroller body. Height-wise, oop, I was off focus. Sorry. So height-wise, they are small. This is him next to his old counterpart. This is him next to Kamen Rider Kuga. As you can see, he's the tallest of them. So we're going to take these guys away. This is him next to Deku. This is him next to a Marvel Legend. And then we're going to compare him to a few more things, and I'm going to get y'all out of here. This is him next to an SHF Death Trooper. This is him next to Frank Castle. So as you can see, he's pretty small. And most importantly, this is him next to Princess Zelda. As you can see, he's still shorter than her, but they still look really, really nice together. And I'm really enjoying what I have with them. Overall, I'm beyond happy with the figure. I have tons of accessories. There's a great sculpt. There's great articulation. I am not disappointed by this at all. And Max Factory and Figma have blown me away with it. In the meantime, though, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got all the information you need. Pretty sure I covered most things, but as always, I may have forgotten 1 or 2 things. In the meantime, though, I hope you're drinking water. I hope you're being good, and I hope you're doing good. Have a good night, everybody. Later.